Welcome to the Real Life Wellness Podcast, the show where we explore how to create your own wellness. We dive into everything that happens on the journey to a happier, healthier, and more balanced life. I'm your host, Faith Lauterbach. As a registered nurse and a holistic wellness coach, I have a passion for empowering people to create a vision for their life, prioritize themselves, and then live the life they want. So get ready to discover new ways to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Let's embark on this journey together and make wellness simple. Well, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Real Life Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Faith Lauterbach, and as a holistic nurse and wellness coach, I'm really excited about this topic we're going to dive into today. It can transform how you see your life, your health, and your overall wellness. To be completely honest, this can change your life. So today on episode 19, we are going to talk about how what we focus on is what we see. I recently went on a backpacking trip, and this concept was demonstrated in a really fun way. So I wanted to start off by sharing that with you. So this was my second year of a backpacking trip. And I do think I'm going to make a whole episode on my trip and experience because it was so full of lessons. And I'm honestly still processing that. I've just been back a few weeks now. So I'm still kind of working through all the really amazing and challenging experiences that I had and what lessons came out of that. But this little fun thing I want to tell you about today was on the first day of the hike, I noticed a heart-shaped rock. And I said out loud, oh my gosh, look at this heart-shaped rock. And through the experience, through all the days of the trip, I saw so many heart-shaped rocks and other things along our journey. I also got all the other ladies on our trip into this heart-shaped thing finding. And so it was really cool. It was something we all just we were looking for and we were finding them and we'd get excited when we saw them. But what it demonstrated is the reason that I was seeing these heart-shaped items was because that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the heart-shaped rocks. And so I found them. Now, maybe this idea sounds too simple or maybe even cheesy. I can be cheesy. That's true. But really, it's an incredibly powerful thing when applied intentionally to our daily lives. You see, our minds are wired to look for patterns and to confirm what we already believe. So when we believe something, our brain is looking for ways to show that that's true. If we're constantly focusing on the stress, the challenges, and everything that isn't going right, then guess what? That is what we'll see over and over and over again. Our brains zoom in on whatever our focus is, and it magnifies it. And then that is what becomes our entire reality. But here's the good news. We have the power to decide what it is that's being magnified. When we shift our focus, we can literally reshape our experiences. We can reshape our mindset, and we can even reshape our physical health. So let's talk about the power of focus when it comes to our wellness. So if we break this specifically down into the context of holistic health and wellness, I want you to start by thinking about your health and wellness journey, wherever you see yourself on that path, and maybe think of some of the challenges or roadblocks that have come up for you. Now, if when you're talking about becoming healthier, you're always focusing on how hard it is to eat well, or how impossible it feels to find time to exercise, or just how tired you are of it all, it can make it really easy to stay stuck in that loop of frustration. And you will start seeing how that is true. If you tell yourself it is hard to eat well, you will notice all the ways that that's true. If you tell yourself that it's impossible to find time to exercise, you are going to prove yourself right. But what if you decided to focus on the progress that you've made, the lessons that have happened in this process, and the small wins? Focusing on these aspects, however small, you start to see more and more of them. It's really training your brain to look for the things that empower your wellness journey instead of the obstacles. And over time, that shift in perspective can completely change your motivation. It can completely change your energy and even how you feel in your body. So what that can mean is focusing on things like, I can take 10 minutes in the morning by setting my alarm 10 minutes earlier and having a pocket of time for myself to read this book, to journal about how I'm feeling, to plan out my day, to do some stretches. And when you start changing the narrative of what I can do, what I'm able to do, then you will start seeing more possibilities, and it will continue to build and build in that momentum. Now let's bring in some science to back this up. Our brains have something called the reticular activating system, and it's a network of neurons in the brain that acts like a filter for information. We're constantly bombarded all day long with stimuli, right? Like you're getting pulled in this direction, blah, 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 all the time, all day long. And it's the job of this reticular activating system to decide what's important and what to ignore. You can't take in and remember and intake every single bit of stimuli throughout the day. So this system uses, I'll give you one guess, what to make those decisions. It's your focus. Whatever you're paying attention to, this reticular activating system is going to amplify it. And you will start noticing it everywhere, just like the little hearts on the trail. I was focusing on them, and so I was seeing them, and I was noticing them. I was looking for them. And so I found a lot of them. Okay, another example is, have you ever bought a new car and then suddenly started seeing that same car everywhere? That's the system at work. The same thing can be applied and happen when we focus on our health and wellness. Again, focusing on those small ways that we can improve, those small positive changes that we can make. When that is what we're focusing on, our brain starts seeing more opportunities to continue those habits. It becomes easier to notice the things that support your health and wellness instead of the things that limit you. So how can we consciously and intentionally shift our focus? Just like anything, it starts with awareness. Pay attention to what you're thinking about on a daily basis. A lot of our thoughts are so automatic because they become habits. So really listen in. Are the first things that are coming up negative? Are the first things that are coming up, are the limitations, are the things that are holding you back? Things like, I can never lose weight, or I'm too busy to work out, or my job just sucks, or I have no control over what I eat. All of these are very common things that I hear when I'm working with people. This thought has become so ingrained in them that it is all they can see. So gently acknowledge these thoughts, but don't dwell on them. Know that they are thoughts and not facts. Instead, practice redirecting your focus towards those changes that you can make, towards those small areas that you can improve, the progress that you're making, and then you will start seeing more of those. So here are a few ways to do this in your regular wellness routine. Starting your day with intention is the first one. It's so important to take a moment each morning to focus on what you want to see more of. Setting an intention to focus here, like, I want to find energy. I want to find nourishment. I'm going to focus on the things I can control today. I'm going to focus on simple choices for healthy eating. I'm going to focus on small ways to bring movement into my day. When you bring that to the front of your mind, you're going to start creating opportunities. The second thing is celebrate small wins. It's really easy to overlook these small victories when we're caught up in, the bigger picture of things. But remembering that every healthy choice you make, no matter how small it is, it's worth celebrating. And when you focus on these small wins, you start to build this momentum and create a sense of progress. And that is so important. So really, these small habits that we do daily and consistently mean more than big things that you do every once in a while. So it's that practice of waking up 10 minutes early to start your day off the way you want to. It's that practice of taking 10 minutes to pack your lunch and some healthy snacks for the next day that mean the most. It's that practice of taking part of your lunch break to go on a walk to move your body. Those are the small steps that are going to give you big results. The third thing is practicing gratitude. And I think gratitude can feel very, maybe toxic is the right word to some people, because they think having gratitude means not ever feeling sad or mad or frustrated. And to me, when I talk about gratitude, it's really about shifting that focus, not ignoring the things that are sad, the things that make you mad or are frustrating. It's not ignoring those or pushing those down, but it's finding out where can you find gratitude in the moment. So maybe it's something like you're in a job that is not your forever job and it comes with a lot of frustrations. Finding gratitude there can look like, I'm really thankful for the lessons that this job has taught me and for it showing me what I know I want to create in the future. That's how you find gratitude and what gratitude looks like when you use it in our daily situations in a way that's empowering to you. Gratitude really shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. And it can rewire your brain to see how to make these empowering choices. The fourth way is to reframe setbacks. Instead of focusing on failures or mistakes, seeing them as learning opportunities, growing opportunities, asking yourself, what did I gain from this experience? How is it helping me grow? And by shifting that focus from failure to growth, you'll really start to see challenges as stepping stones rather than those roadblocks. So again, asking yourself, why is this happening for me instead of to me, can really help bring those learning opportunities to the surface. When you start to shift your focus, it doesn't just change your mindset, it affects every single area of your life. You'll notice that when you're focused on empowering thoughts, you have more energy, you have more creativity, and more resilience. Your relationships improve because you're bringing a more positive, present energy into them. And your health improves because you're making choices from a place of abundance rather than scarcity or fear. This is really the essence of holistic wellness. It's not just about one aspect of health. Things in our life don't happen in a vacuum. It impacts everything else. When you focus on these empowering and nourishing aspects of your life, you create a ripple effect that touches everything. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a simple yet powerful question. What are you focusing on? Take a moment to truly reflect on that. Are you focusing on what's working, what's possible, and what you can celebrate? Or are you focusing on the stress, the limitations, and what's not going right? Remember, what we focus on is what we see. And we always have the power to choose what we focus on. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode resonates with you, I encourage you to take one small step today to shift your focus towards something empowering in your life. And as always, I'm here to support you on your wellness journey. In the show notes, find all the ways to connect with me and follow me. Reach out through email and let me know something that you got from this episode. Maybe there's something else you want to see me talk about. I would love to hear it. Until next time, stay focused on what nourishes your mind, body, and soul. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Real Life Wellness Podcast. To stay updated on my latest episodes and wellness insights, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and follow me on social media. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to explore, feel free to reach out. I love hearing from you. If you could, please review or rate this podcast on Apple or Spotify to help more people learn how to make wellness simple.